Welcome back to the Film and TV channel, and well, it will be a regular feature now. We did the introduction quite recently. Check up on that if you've not seen it. But we're going to have a look at the Apprentice 2022, of course, Series 16, episodes 1 to 12. We're going to have a look at episode 1, as I'm doing this, which aired last night, and was all about cruising, yes, on the water. So I just want to make sure you know which sort of cruising we're talking about. Week 1 was all about cruising. Please, the channel is monetized now. So if you can help me out by looking at the ads or obviously going on any links, etc., helps the channel and obviously help me long term as well. So if you can do that for me, I would be very grateful if you can give the ads a little watch and follow any links if you're interested, of course. Otherwise, just press that little skip button. That'd be brilliant. Yeah, so please, thumbs up, guys, if you like what you do there. This is I've done an introduction. Obviously, we got to meet the candidates, a little view of what they were like. So today we've got a little bit, get to learn a little bit more about them, don't we, with this first episode. There will be spoilers in this, guys, so if you've not watched it, please make sure you watch it before you come back and have a look at my little views on episode 1. Of course, there's no Claude, is there? He's a bit poorly, yeah. I think he had a bad accident, quite a nasty accident, but I do believe he's okay. And obviously Tim Campbell, who won the very first back in 2005, to come back to take over. In this boardroom, Alan Sugar said, you don't get furloughed, you get fired. Well, that's probably all right, but there's 250k, yeah, 250,000 up for grabs to the winner, yeah. So they have slightly changed the format over the years. Obviously, I think the early days, you actually worked for Mr. Sugar or Lord Sugar or Alan Sugar or whichever what I'm going to call him during this series. So now they just get £250,000. He can't be bothered. He can't be bothered working with these guys now. He's not interested. And I did say cruising, didn't I? Yeah, they went aboard the Virgin's Scarlet Lady. Looks quite a nice ship, and the house looks nice as well, doesn't it, guys? The house they went to, that looks really nice. The cruise line, of course, is down in Portsmouth. I mean, they did show it at sea. I'm not too sure if they actually had the chance to go out at sea on it. It was probably moored up, was it? I'm not too sure how that worked. But they did show at sea, but I thought obviously that might have been historical footage, you know, so I wasn't 100% sure if the guys actually went out at sea, to be honest with you. They probably didn't. I never saw it, I don't think. Anyway, did you see it? Let me know if you saw it. Anyway, so it's a marketing campaign, of course, which for the new cruise liner. The boys and girls didn't pick team names. I thought they did. For the first when it was the first episode. I'm not too sure why they've got no team names, or have they dropped that? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what's happened with that. You again, if you can let me know. The boys, of course, picked Akshay. He was quite positive of taking this role on, being a market or head of a marketing company or used to that. So he was quite happy taking over control. And his sub-team leader was a keen for this as well. The girls, obviously, Catherine wants to redefine cruising. Of course you do, Catherine. Francesca wasn't too sure, but the sub-team leader was Amy on that one. And, of course, they had to do a 10-second social media thing plus a TV advert, then do a pitch to the correct people or the people who are interested. The girls, yeah, for the brand went for bougie cruises. That was going to cause problem after problem. I had never heard of that. Obviously, it did take me a second to check the Urban Dictionary to find out what it was. But obviously, if someone had just said it to me now, I wouldn't know. Obviously, I do know now because I've checked. But yeah, I can't. If you're going to have something like that, I'm sure of the 8 girls. Only perhaps a couple knew what it was. So I mean, if you've got that sort of feedback straight away, surely you don't do it. But I thought very strange. And the boys, I mean, they come up with the name Never Ending Nautical. I have no idea. I mean, that just, you know, it just doesn't explain anything. It doesn't do anything, does it? It's just a horrible, horrible title. And that logo they come up with, you know, which should obviously feature the name as well, a man wave, but no name. Obviously, it's going to be more on that in a while. I think people are not cruel on it, but I think I just don't understand where that was coming from either. It was funny to do when they were doing the ads. Obviously, Sophie had a matching green outfit, so she had to be cut out of everything because it was green screen, of course. Shama, what is bougie? We agree, love. We have no idea what bougie is. Feedback was not good for the boys. The feedback wasn't good for the girls on what bougie meant, to be honest with you, and live the lavish lifestyle. It no real connection with what they were doing with that sort of thing. And the feedback, if it was bad for the girls, wasn't too great for the boys. Actually, I think the word turd was used and got used a couple of times more for that logo. And as I said, the girls struggle with bougie. The girls' pitch, yeah, I think both pitches were pretty awful, weren't they? I mean, obviously the questioning looks on bougie again. It just doesn't. It was pretty painful to watch. I do get a bit embarrassed for these people on this show. I do cringe a little bit myself when they're doing these pitches. I felt very sorry for them. The girls got a bit of stick, but hey, if the girls got stick, the boys green and brown thing, nature or a turd, yeah. I'd possibly better, but we didn't show what it was about. That's the only thing. The brand idea, how was it connected? It never really come over in this programme. That was done. And Navid, bless him, he was trying to come up with reasons as for the green and brown colour of the logo, and he was obviously connecting it with trees, the green and brown, but at sea. And obviously, a woman had questioned why wasn't it more aqua coloured or something like that. But Navid does try, but yeah, sometimes Navid, it might be best just to keep quiet, to be honest with you. But he sort of got away with it, didn't he, at the end anyway? He didn't get fought off too badly for it. But yeah, a little bit naive, Navid. I think I'll be very, very surprised if he gets far in this process, to be honest with you. But so I thought the girls was bad with their pitch, but hey, the boys flipping out there, they were even worse. How do you pick the best of these two? Well, someone had to, didn't they? None of the girls particularly hid away, I don't think. Obviously, I thought they all had a go, all spouted up, and all had a sort of word or two to say. But of all the boys, I think Nick and Alex were very quiet. They kept quite a low profile, which can be a good thing, perhaps on the first episode, but you can't keep doing that. So. Interesting to see how Nick and Alex go. In the boardroom, of course, we got to the end of it, and the bougie again. Alan Sugar didn't like the bougie; he had no idea what it meant, like most of us. And also, the boys' logo got a bit of stick, as you'd expect. And no surprise, really. I mean, if you said to me one of them had to win, I would have probably said the ladies, because they were both awful. They were both pretty awful, but they were the best of two awful things, weren't? Let's be honest about it. I think no real winners, but they had to be a winner, didn't they? And I think Harry caused a few problems in the boardroom, didn't he? I mean, he was disruptive, but I mean, for me, disruptive can also be trying to stand out. He's trying to stand his ground. He's not the captain. He's not in charge. He's not the assistant. He's not the sub-team captain or anything like that. So he's just trying to make some points. He did have a couple of good points as well, but obviously he didn't spout up about where's the name on the brand. We've got a brand there, but where's the title? So he didn't spout up for that. But obviously, Akshay, yeah, he was going to bring back in Akeem, of course, who came up with that logo. And obviously, because Harry was very verbal, perhaps knowing himself that he was going to get picked anyway, so perhaps he's trying to defend himself a little bit early doors. So he was also brought back, and I thought that would be the case, so there's no surprise there. I did think as it was going through, I thought Akshay was going to be in serious trouble. But obviously, Harry was going to be the scapegoat, and both Akshay and Akeem were laying in really to Harry, which seemed to push Lord Sugar into that, didn't he? With his disruptiveness, Mr. Sugar doesn't like that. Lord Sugar doesn't like that. Of course, he doesn't. Akeem was a disaster with the logo. To be honest with you, I think both Akeem and Akshay got away with this week, and of course Harry got the boo. And yeah, he didn't. Obviously, Mr. Sugar, I was saying Lord Mr. Sugar didn't fancy the bath bomb business, didn't he? That's what Harry wants to do. Bath bombs for kids or something, with some money for charity as well, which probably trying to win some favour with that. But interestingly enough, when he got the taxi away, Harry said you'll see him on the Fortune 500 richest people list. So I will keep my eye out for that, but I probably won't have to look very hard for that one. Personally, as I said, I think both Akshay and Akeem were poor. And I think if Harry kept a little bit quiet and perhaps not been as forceful, and as I say, he did raise one or two good points, and I thought he was a little bit unlucky to be kicked out prematurely for me. I think he could have been a pain, but I think we could have seen a little bit more from me. For me, the most impressive girl up to now, guys, let me know what you think, is possibly the eldest contestant, which you'd expect with the experience. Amy, very brash, and obviously American-born. She seemed to stand out, but most of the girls were okay. I think most, if a winner of this comes from the boys, I'll be very surprised. I'm not overly impressed with any of the boys again. And once again, I think most series, the girls, when it's the all girls team, they seem to kick the boys' asses basically in all these over the years when I've watched it. I mean, I don't know what the statistics are on that, but I get that feel, and I get the feel with this. I think the girls are far stronger in this again. And the boys, they do look weaker as personalities. Perhaps Connor and Aaron, if I had to pick a boy, probably stood out a little bit for me early doors. I'll say as this thing progresses, I'll sort of do a top five, top 10, something like that. But we'll leave it for a week to see how things settle down. And next time they've got to obviously invent an electric toothbrush for kids, so that should be fun. Obviously on the You're Fired programme that's shown after, the audience were asked about whether he should have been fired or not, and mostly said he should have been hired, so he should have been kept on. And I totally agree with that. Anyway, let me know what you think, guys, whether you thought Harry getting kicked out was fair. Personally, if I had a choice of Harry, Akshay or Rakim, I would have probably gone for Akshay. I think he got away with it as the leader. I thought he was, he was a leader and very, he just didn't really listen to much, and he was sort of, he was confident, but not in a positive way for me. And so I thought Akshay got away with it with this one, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes on, whether he'll learn from this and whether Rakim will learn from this as well. But lovely house. As I said, when we went to the house, I could live in that house, guys, couldn't you? That was absolutely fantastic. Anyway, join me again next week when we look at episode 2 and see how they get on in the dentist chair. See how they progress in there. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. What are we going to do the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Film and TV channel. I only ask one thing, please. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.